I challenge them in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, and I go, "Would you?"
What would you say was the hardest decision that you had to make along the way? Because you must have had to make quite a few difficult decisions.
Well, it's funny, Claire, because I'll run into people who will say, "I'd do anything to be in the role you're in," and I appreciate that, and I love that. I'm the first to say, "I'll train you to do it. I need the help. Come on, bring it."
Yeah.
Right? I have no ego attached to this role. I want to help the company grow because it's changed my life, and I want to do so for other people. But when people say I would do anything, I challenge them in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, and I go, "Would you?" Because I moved 8 times for different various roles in my 21 years. And so that was really difficult again on personal life and on other things, but there were sacrifices I was willing to make along the way in order to have other opportunities. And so I would say that's one thing that most people are not willing to do, especially in real estate sales, where it's such a local sphere of influence business. When I got into the brokerage side more and I started training and teaching and coaching and recruiting and starting offices and turning around offices and that sort of thing, that precipitated me to have to move. And so those were the hardest things, I think. But let me add on. I learned a lesson along the way, and there were several people that taught me this, and I don't know that I believed them or heard them early on. And what they said is, straight out of John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, to go up, you have to give up. Yeah. And I didn't really realize what that meant. I thought, yeah, that's easy for all you to say. You all have the big salaries and the big swanky lives and the big leadership positions. It's easy for you to say you got to give things up. And it's absolutely true. And so every role I've taken, there's something you have to give up. And it could be as simple as, it's very rare to find me with a glass of wine in my hand at a public event. It's very, I just had to modify, because I represent 200,000 families. And if I go do something silly and stupid, it affects everybody else. And you don't want that headline coming over to the UK, Marc did something stupid again. In fact, it's probably coming. I just don't want it to be that bad. So you do have to give up a little bit to go up in the leadership roles that we're in. However, I think the hardest part of this, not to dwell on this, because trust me, my job is so much easier than the 200,000 families that we serve. You're the ones that are out there every day in the trenches, meeting with people, talking about selling their place or buying a place. You're the ones who are recruiting agents on the ground. You are the true heroes of this company. And so for me, leading at a time where I got promoted into this role and COVID had just hit. And so all of our 500 and then 1,100 employees were remote. So I'm in 54,000 square feet and no one was here. So having to do leadership through Zoom was a massive challenge. The economy now is really struggling. Our home sales are down 25% over last year. We've had a bunch of different internal changes. We're currently reinventing a lot of ourselves that were great to get us to number one, but won't keep us number one. And so we're constantly innovating and learning and growing and doing all those things. The diversity, equity, and inclusion, the massive amount of work that's been done on that in the last couple of years has been incredible. And yet that's been a really hard thing for a lot of us to get our arms around and truly make people of all color feel, like they're a part of our family and that we love them, or their gender identification or whatever the case was. We intend to be the most inclusive company in the world, real estate or otherwise. And so we brought in Julia Lachey Israel, who's just been a rock star helping us drive these efforts. But you layer on all of those things, it's been a really interesting, weird journey. Someone was talking to me about all the benefits of working from home, and I'm like, yeah, I missed that. I live in this office, and so I didn't get to enjoy that same thing. So that's been a little bit of the difficult pieces.
Yeah, but as you say, if you want what other people have, or if you what's the saying? It's if you want to have what other people don't have, you've got to be prepared to do what other people aren't prepared to do, right? So
Oh, that's a great one. I love that.
Yeah, well, I'll write that one down for you for
later.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, no, it's true. So what would you say then? I mean, I've probably picked up on it already from what you're saying, but would you say there's one particular thing that was sort of the biggest factor that helped you to be successful, other than that sort of relentless attitude that you have, and then being prepared to make sacrifice?
So I hit my entrepreneurial ceiling fairly quickly. I'm more entrepreneurial. I needed someone else's systems and models to succeed and thrive. I've told, if I've had a boss in my life, I've told every one of them, the problem you're going to have with me is that I stick. I will not give up. I'm a dog on the bone. I do things because people say it can't be done, just to prove you wrong, whether it's in my best interest or not. And I told Gary Keller this. I said that the challenge you're going to have is I stick, and I'm going to stick it out through thick and thin, and we're going to fail, and we're going to succeed, and we're going to win. And at the end of the day, I'm going to stick. I'm not going to walk away. And so that's you mentioned relentless, and I think I'm stubborn. I don't know if it's relentless, but let me tell you, without the systems and models and success that this company has taught me, and without this company challenging me to break through my own kind of entrepreneurial ceiling and to become purposeful, I never would have made it. There's no chance. There's so many things that happened along the last 21 years. And by the way, so many other opportunities that came along that I said no to because I absolutely bleed Keller red, and it's changed my life. And I have, endless story. We could be here all day talking about the ways that this company has changed my life. But I think what I fear and what concerns me for our company is that, and I've looked at the numbers yesterday, if you're with Keller Williams for 6 or more years, you're likely staying forever. And so, and the reason I believe that's true is you finally get it. You finally get that Keller Williams is not about what you get. It's about who you become. It's about the personal growth. It's about, the humble leadership. It's about everyone feeling like they're a part of something bigger. It's about our infinite game mindset where there is no finish line. We're just going to improve and change lives. And the challenge is that until Keller Williams changes your life that way, or you feel that or experience that, you don't know that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, kind of thing. Yeah. So in the first 5 years, that's when people are at their highest risk of actually leaving Keller Williams. And that makes me sad, because I truly believe that we are the best place for a real estate agent, or an estate agent in your case, to operate their business. Now, having said that, I'm also not so naive to believe that every one of our local operators operates at the highest level, and that all the agents there have the best possible environment to operate in. I get that there's struggles every day. I've had my own office struggles because I've owned several of our franchises. However, I do believe as a whole, there's no company on the planet that cares more about keeping the real estate agent in the middle of the transaction as the fiduciary for our clients. And we're not going to give up on that.
100% agree with you. I'm here. What am I now? 3 years into my journey. I'm going nowhere. Nowhere. Absolutely. I love what I do every day.
Success because your passion just oozes out of you, and it's contagious, and people want to be around that kind of environment, and they realize they too can have life-changing opportunities if they're willing to listen to your coaching and join your office.
Well, thanks to you and all of the people that I've learned from, and I continue to learn from every single day. Being learning based is the single most important thing. So actually, it's weird that you're leading me on to every question that I had stored up here to ask you.
I know. Got together and planned it. I know.
But what are you excited about for the future of our company and the future in general? That's what I want to know.